So, can materialism actually make life miserable? Let's talk about it. All right, so I've already shared a video with you where we talked about how owning less can make life more enjoyable. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below. But in today's conversation, I want to talk about materialism and answer the question of whether or not it can actually make your life miserable, or should I say less enjoyable. And the way that I want to do this is I actually want to split this video into two parts. And in the first half of this video, I'm going to quickly share 5 traps that having a materialistic mindset can cause you to fall into. And then in the later half of the video, I'm going to do what I always do, and that is to leave you with some food for thought that'll help you avoid some of these traps that can cause you to enjoy life less. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it so that way we can get to the good stuff at the end. Now, the first trap that I have on my list is the trap of not having enough. Now, what does this mean? It means that you always have to have the newest, the best, the most expensive, the highest, whatever it is, the next grade up. You always have to have the newest item that was just released. And once you grab that new piece, there's always a new one that comes along right after it. So you always feel like you never have enough. You never have the newest thing. So you fall into this trap of, I don't have enough. Now I have to go get this. Now I have to go get that. So that way I hopefully feel like I have enough. So the second trap on my list is the trap of approval. Do I have enough? Am I enough? Am I good enough? Do the things that I own, do they make me good enough? Am I approved? Do you accept me for who I am? When you have the trap of approval, or when you fall into the trap of approval, you're constantly seeking that approval from those around you. Am I good enough now? Do the things that I own, do they make me good enough now? And hey, I really want to encourage you not to fall into that mindset and the trap of approval, because it's not a good place to be. The third trap on my list is something that I like to call the trap of the fake smile. Now, what does that mean? It means that you're trying to buy your happiness. And let me tell you, you can't purchase your happiness. You can't buy happiness for your life. Happiness comes from within. It comes from your heart. It comes from your core values, what you value in life. Those things make you happy, not your possessions. All right, so the fourth trap on my list is something that really hits home for me, and that is the trap of the lack of self-identity. Now, if you know me, if you've been following my channel for a while, I've talked about this Mr. Smooth persona that I found myself in, and that I was this phase of my life, and that everything that I owned, everything that I possessed in my life had to be Mr. Smooth. It had to be of who Mr. Smooth was. And I don't want to get into too many details of that phase of my life. If you want to learn more about that and hear me explain a little bit more about that, I have 2 videos on my channel that I want you to watch. Why I became a minimalist, and then how I'm reinventing myself as a minimalist. And I'll leave a link to both of those in the description box as well. But don't fall into this trap. Don't fall into the trap of not having a self-identity, because you need the things in your life to define you. Okay, so the 5th trap of minimalism that I have on my list that I want to share with you is the trap of treating your friendships and relationships like possessions. Now, as human beings, as individuals, we don't like to feel possessed or owned or controlled in any way. And when you do that to the people in your life, it is the quickest way, and I'm telling you, the quickest way to lose those friendships and relationships that you actually value in your life. Once you start to treat those people in your life that you value as possessions and things that you own and control, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna push them away. Value those relationships, value those conversations that you have, build those relationships up so they can be long-lasting relationships in your life and friendships in your life, and not just things that you own. Change your mindset with that. I promise you to take your relationships and your friendships a long way. Okay, now before we jump into the food for thought piece that I have for you, are you enjoying this video? I really hope you are. If you are, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to my channel. I talk about minimalism and intentional living, but also share my creativity and ways to build on your passions here as well. So if you enjoy either of those things, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a video. All right, it's food for thought time, and I'm going to keep it very simple and very direct with you and honest like I always do. When you're focusing too much of your time on the physical possessions that you have in your life, the things that you own, the things that you purchase and added to your life, when you focus too much on those physical possessions, they start to control you. They start to change your mindset. They affect the way you think. They start to affect your core values. They start to affect your goals, the goals that you've set for yourself. And when you start to lose control of your goals and the direction that you're headed in, that's the time to take a step back. That's when it's time to say, hey, look, take a real good look at yourself in the mirror and figure out what it is that's affecting that piece of your life. And you really need to have a mindset shift for your life in order to correct it. Your goals, the goals that you set for yourself, your goals in your life should not solely be things that just add to the outward appearance of you, that polish the public perception that you give off to others. Those goals that you set for yourself should not solely be for that reason. The goals that you set for yourself should be goals that you set that fuel who you are on the inside, that add to those values that you possess right here, right in this little thing that pumps in our heart, those values that you possess right here. Those goals to fuel who you are, not what you possess. I really hope that helps you. If it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up for me. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section down below. As always, again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And like I always say, stay true to you. See you in the next one. Peace.